I'm the firstborn of 14. I have 14 siblings, so with me in addition, 15 different mothers. Yeah, I mean, some of us we are 4, some of us we are 3, some of us we are this. So you can just imagine, you know. And though I was born into a family of my father was the work superintendent of University of Ghana.
Okay.
But somewhere along the line, my life was like a laborer's child.
How?
The mature people understand. I say when you so many people with step things. I mean, that was a huge challenge. And so I was asked not to go to secondary school, but go and learn a trade and come and start, you know, earning money.
Was your father taking care of you?
Yeah, I lived with my father. The story is some way. But for me, I think that is what has made me what I am today.
Were you maltreated by your stepmother?
Okay, I'll take it that it was a kind of training.
You were maltreated?
At that time, as a child, I took it as maltreatment. But that toughened me because at a point, I had to be sent from Accra to a village. I was just dumped in a village, Peki Ajokwe, with another half sister of mine who was about 3 years old. And I tell you, it got to a time I used to cut firewood to sell before we get money to buy food. And I was there for about two and a half years.
Who are you staying with there?
A woman. At a point, she also left because my father was not sending money for her.
Why would your father send you away?
Well, that is why I said certain times in life, certain things happen. I'm telling you, if I hadn't gone through that treatment, I don't think I would have become a social entrepreneur. I don't think poor people's lives would touch me. Right now, I look after so many people that I don't even know their parents. I care for them. When I see you, sometimes you don't even tell me, but I see the situation because I've gone through such situations before. Then I start asking questions and then I start to invest in you. I've invested in so many people.
How old were you when you were taken to the village?
Oh, I was 11 years. I finished university primary. I was supposed to be in, I chose Ola Secondary School at that time, you know. So I was there and doing all kinds of things. Then after 2.5 years, we ran back to Accra. It wasn't an easy thing. And then I landed in a Brick Girls Secondary School.
Wait, you ran back to Accra? Nobody picked you from the village back to Accra? You just ran from Accra?
The woman that we were asked to stay with finally helped us. She just put us in a car back to Accra. You know, my younger sister by then, she was 3 years old when we went to Peki Ajokwe. So that village, they really cherished me. They because though I left there many years back, I went back to the place to help some of the people, you know. And the lady who introduced me to the firewood collection, unfortunately, died many years back.
So 11 years, you were selling firewood?
Oh, yes. Even before 11 years, I was doing many other selling. So the firewood business was just...
What else have you sold?
Oh, I've sold bread when I was young. I used to sell bread. I used to sell papa, you know, papa.
The fun?
The fun. You know takucha? It's not common now.
The one that we chew?
The one that we chew. And the one that we bath, that one we take like, now it's not there.
So you used to put it on your head and
I'm telling you, and sometimes I get to school and they laugh at me. Because my father was a work superintendent. I wasn't this thing, but I didn't care. I knew what was happening. But that made me become an entrepreneur, starting from the scratch. That's why I am a small business development expert. I believe in small businesses from tabletop climbing up. If I hadn't gone through that, I mean, I wouldn't have been a strong person. You know, it toughened me. So when I came back to Accra, my father said he was never going to allow me to go to secondary school, but he told me that I should go and learn a trade. And every year I used to write common entrance. Every year I write, but I wouldn't go to school.
How? You were not passing?
Oh, when I went to the village, I was even a teacher. Just imagine, university primary, sharp brain, the village there, I was teaching.
So how come you were not going to school?
I said my father he said I should go and learn how to sew.
So you won't pay your school fee?
He was not interested. That's why I said step can be step. So it was that way. But in a way, I changed that challenge into an opportunity.
So who finally paid your school fees?
My school fees, my head mistress, the late Dr. Joyce Esibe, may her soul rest in peace. I mean, 1975, I passed the common entrance again, and that time I chose Abri Girls. I actually went to write the common entrance at Anumble LA Middle School. And I topped, I had the highest the school had ever had. And another lady was in Anumble LA2, and I was in LA1. And I heard that she had also passed the rigors. So I went to look for her. She became my friend. So we went for the interview the same day and this day. And then one day I met her. I said, oh, I'm going to school tomorrow next. Are you ready? I said, hey, have you received your proposal? And I said, my father has done the thing again. Yeah. So I went to tell my friend's father, Ellen Okansi. I went and told Ellen's father that this is my challenge. My father, for several years, I write common entrance, but I'm saying that 1975, secondary school or suicide. I remember that when I used to say it. So he took me. When my father went to work, I ran away to the man, and the man took me to see Mrs. Esibe. And I told her that this is my challenge, that I want to go to school. I've been writing common entrance and this and this and this and this. And she was touched. And that time I didn't know my mother too well. Interestingly, around that time, then I got to know my mother.
You didn't know your mother?
Oh, I wasn't visiting her. My mother left the marriage many years back.
And left you?
Oh, that one, it is common. Those days, our mothers, it's not like these days that we want me, because of what I've gone through. I told myself that I will never leave my children in the hands of anybody. But those days, it wasn't anything surprising, you know. So then I met my mother. I said, hey, this woman is a beautiful woman like this, blah, 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 blah. And she bought my things for me. And I went to Abri Girls. And interestingly, the day I was going to Abri Girls, my father put me in his car and took me to school.
Without paying your school fees?
I was given the best scholarship. Mrs. B just gave me scholarship. Yes. So that was how I went to this thing. And then at a very early age, I left home. I was staying on my own.